I'll present our work on AI-mediated collaborative drawing for parent-child reflection. So our paper is titled "What I Mean, What You Felt, AI-Mediated Collaborative Drawing for Parent-Child Reflection." This work focuses on helping parents better understand what their children actually feel during interactions. Starting with the motivation, collaborative drawing is a meaningful activity for parents and children because it allows them to express thoughts and emotions that are difficult to communicate with words. However, even though the interaction itself is valuable, it is difficult to reflect on what actually happened during it. A parent may believe they were being supported, while the child may have experienced the situation differently. This gap between intention and experience is not easy to notice and typically requires professional interpretation. Existing AI systems support creative activities, but they don't focus on interaction dynamics, and they do not support reflection on this perceptual gap. To address this, we developed an AI-mediated collaborative drawing system that captures multimodal interaction patterns and supports reflection through your perspectives and AI-generated parenting insight report. Before designing the system, we talked with professional art therapists. From these interviews, we found three key ideas for supporting reflection. They said insights comes from the interaction process, not the final outcome. They also said reflection should be based on observer behavior, and it should consider both the parent's intention and the child experience. These insights guided our system design. I will now describe how the system works from the user's perspective. At the beginning of the activity, the parent and the child choose their pen colors. Once the activity begins, they take turns drawing on a shared canvas. Participants take turns creating interaction patterns such as who initiates actions, how they responded to each other's drawings, and how the drawing evolves over time. Throughout the session, the system records both the drawing process and webcam-based behavioral signals. After the drawing session is completed, the system transitions into a reflection phase. It presents reflection questions are generated from two perspectives, the parent's intention and child experience. Participants respond to these questions, which encourages them to think more deeply about the interaction they just had. Based on the interaction data and the responses, the system generates a parenting insight report. This report summarizes key interaction patterns, provides interpretation of emotional dynamics, and highlights gaps between what the parent intended and what the child experienced. Under the hood, the system operates in three main stages. First, it collects multimodal data, including webcam input and drawing interactions. First, this data, the system extracts features such as attention, engagement, turn-taking behavior, and emotional cues. Second, based on these extracted patterns, the system generates personalized reflection questions using GPT-4o. These questions are tailored to the specific interaction instance rather than generic prompts. Third, the system generates a parenting insight report based on both the interaction patterns and the participants' responses. The report integrates behavioral analysis and reflective input. To evaluate the system, we conduct a user study with 20 participants. The quantitative results were consistently positive ratings across all measures. Intention to use and enjoyment were both above 6, and usefulness, trust, and satisfaction also showed strong positive responses. The qualitative feedback showed that parents valued the opportunity to spend focused time with their children, and they reported discovering new aspects of their children's experience. The AI-generated reports were particularly effective in revealing perceptual gaps between parental intention and child experience. We also conduct an expert evaluation with 5 professionals. All evaluation items positive ratings. Experts highlighted that the system effectively reveals children's emotional experiences that are often overlooked. At the same time, they noted that therapist oversight may be necessary to prevent overinterpretation. In summary, this work demonstrates that AI can support structured reflection on parent-child interactions. By combining multimodal interaction analysis, dual perspective reflection, and AI-generated insight reports, the system bridges the gap between what parents mean and what children actually feel. That concludes the presentation. Thank you.